Hey IDOC, it's Nathan Hayes with the question of the week this week. And the question of the week is, what's next for optometry? Is this a good profession to be in? Is it something that's doing okay? Why would a young student coming out of school even want to get into private practice ownership? So I want to give you several reasons from where I sit looking at the landscape of why basically you should ignore the doom and gloom and feel pretty good about where things are going. So by and large, optometry is fine. Couple things to note. One, we're in a country with a growing population, an aging population, so demand for eye care is increasing year to year. Furthermore, even with all the schools graduating new students, there's an undersupply of optometrists right now, and some of that's driven also by the fact that ophthalmology isn't really replacing its ranks. So you have increased demand for care with a limited supply of providers. So by and large, you'll find pockets of towns where you might have a town of 10,000 with 7 optometrists. But at a big picture level across the country, lots of demand for eye care, not a lot of providers. Things are pretty good. It's a good time to be an optometrist. And think about it. Like, just ask yourself of your peers if you're an optometrist, do you know any unemployed optometrists? Probably not. So increased demand for care and a short supply of optometrists is a good thing for us overall. And you see it in the it's hard to find associate optometrists and employed optometrists. The Review of Optometry has been surveying optometrists every year on what they're making. Last year, employed OD wages in private practice optometry and also ophthalmology was up 18%. So the salary data suggests there's a shortage. The reality suggests there's a shortage. So number one, you have plenty of demand for care against not a huge pool of providers. There's going to be plenty of patients to go around going forward. Secondly, and this is an odd thing because we talk about it like it's a bad thing, but just ask yourself this. Like, private equity money, some of it's smart, some of it's not. But there's no question that it's flooding eye care right now. And if this is such a bad space to be in, why are they all coming in and spending money on it? They see opportunity. They see opportunity with the demand side. They see opportunity, to make practices better and be more efficient, etc. But certainly, if you look at all the private equity roll-up groups and the activity going on with even the vendor side of things, there's a lot of decently smart money investors out there that are putting their money on the chip of eye care, or on the, they're betting on us. So don't be worried. I mean, be worried it's going to change things for sure, but they're coming in because they see an opportunity to be successful for themselves and their investors. Okay, so what's this? Where's the cloud to the silver linings you're giving us, Nathan? There's no question that in terms of retail sales with eye care, or eyewear, excuse me, in particular, but also contact lenses, although that's basically baked in the cake now, there's going to be increased pressure on retail sales. The Warby Parkers of the world, online eye care, some of the new private equity-backed retail models will be really interesting to see how they shake out. So there's going to be some pressure there, but what we see in the numbers with eye care practices is that they've responded pretty well. I mean, we have continuing increase in medical eye care. It's reflected in the numbers. So by and large, the profession is responding appropriately. I don't think eyeglass sales go away from practices at any point. I guess you just ask yourself, like, if you go to the hair salon, yes, you can buy shampoo at the grocery store, at the drugstore, on Amazon.com, but they still sell shampoo at the salon. Why is that? There's a place for it to be sold right on site while you're thinking about your hair. And the same goes for eyewear. There'll still be a place for it. It will have pressure. You'll have to be more differentiated. You'll have to be better at explaining the value of your products, but not going away by any stretch. And contact lenses, there'll be some evolution there, although 1-800 was the game changer years ago, and so that's, again, by and large, baked in the cake. So why should you be optimistic about being an optometrist and being in optometry? There's going to be plenty of patients to care for. The scope of practice is expanding so that optometrists are filling the gap of primary care, and there's going to be more and more need for that. And again, the new schools coming online aren't graduating so many optometrists that there's a glut of ODs right now. Private equity money thinks is a good space to be in. And I think we're fine. The wages are going up. We're growing as a category. All that to say, question of the week, what's next for optometry? Should we be worried? Answer, no. You should be somewhat optimistic. There's a lot to like about the profession and where it's going. As always, things are changing quickly, so it leads to disruptions, and every time there's disruption, there's a winner and loser. But I think by and large, independent optometrists are well situated to be the winners going forward. So that's the question of the week. Keep them coming, and continue to be successful.